Going straight to Bharat Mandapam, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is welcoming his global counterparts. That is, okay, so let me give you a sense first of the big welcoming place which has been designed by India for welcoming, and that handshake that you are seeing on your television screens. India has showcased Konark wheel from Odisha, and Konark wheel was built during the 13th century under the reign of King Narasimha Dev I, and the wheel with 24 spokes is also adapted into India's national flag, and it embodies India's ancient wisdom, advanced civilization and architectural excellence. The rotating motion of the Konark wheel symbolizes time, or Kal Chakra as it is called. It is about progress and continuous change. It serves as a powerful symbol of the wheel of democracy that reflects the resilience and democratic ideals and commitment to progress in society. I think, you know, in terms of symbolism, you know, that image right there, where Prime Minister is having that handshake, he is sending that message that the backdrop is also symbolic. It is about India's democratic resilience, the idea of commitment to progress in society. It symbolizes time, and it also symbolizes continuous change, of growth, of progress. I'll try and get the reporters who are joining us on this special broadcast, but before that, let me bring in Skand Tyal, who is a former diplomat. You know, that personal touch that we keep talking about is visible in each and every imagery that is coming from Bharat Mandapam. It's about a nation which is on march, a nation which is also progressing, but holding on to its civilizational elements, or civilizational and architectural wisdom and excellence. So those images everywhere on display as Prime Minister Narendra Modi welcomes South African President. He has already, we have seen the Minister of International Affairs and Relations from South Africa being present. This is a big moment where India wants to send the message that all these countries which comprise G20, which form G20, which is Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, UAE, and the US, and of course the European Union. All of them are powerful nations who have to look at the world perhaps differently now. US President Joe Biden will be arriving at the venue shortly. There are other world leaders. Prime Minister of Italy has already arrived. The President of European Union is in India. Prime Minister of Mauritius, Pravind Kumar Jagannath, with whom Prime Minister Narendra Modi had a special interaction. This personal touch that we keep talking about in diplomacy becomes very, very important. The shape of Bharat Mandapam, where Prime Minister, which was inaugurated by Prime Minister a few months back, it is actually that shank, the conch shell that we keep talking about. The messaging is loud and clear. It is about India's rich culture. It's about India's traditional art, the various facets of which have been carefully depicted on different walls and facades of the convention center. So you can see that warm hug with the Konark wheel playing the backdrop, which was built during the 13th century under the reign of King Narasimha Dev I. The wheel, which has 24 spokes, is also adapted into India's national flag, and it embodies India's ancient wisdom, advanced civilization, and architectural excellence. It's a moment for India to shine. This is what we have been, India, in fact, India and all the leaders, the G20 Secretariat, which was established 10 months back, have been all preparing for the big summit discussion, which will begin shortly at Bharat Mandapam Multi-Purpose Hall. The message, of course, is of convergences.
Syed Asad bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister of Oman. Her Excellency Sheikh Hasina, Honorable Prime Minister of the People's Republic of Bangladesh.
And leaders have started arriving at Bharat Mandapam.
His Excellency Mr. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt.
Egyptian Premier there arriving at Bharat Mandapam. In all, 20 nations, several invitee countries, several institutional heads have all arrived, and that backdrop. Let's talk about that, because I think the symbolism aspect of diplomacy as far as India is concerned cannot be missed. Vasudha, India's confidence in its heritage while embracing modern amenities and contemporary living. The image of, that wheel cannot be missed, Vasudha.
Absolutely, Maria. So what we've been told is from 9:30 to 10:30, all the delegates will arrive. After that, there's going to be a major photo op, and the photo op will also take place at a certain place which will reflect India's civilizational heritage. There are going to be Yoga Sutras, and of course, other sculptures and artifacts which will represent India's historical richness. That is something that's been decided. The Prime Minister, of course, will speak, and towards the evening, there is a big cultural program for the foreign delegates that has been organized, and this is going to be really rich in a lot of cultural representation, because it will have participants from all 28 states of India and union territories, and it will also have musical instruments and music traditions from not just one part of the country. You'll have Carnatic, you'll have Hindustani, you'll have Bhakti, and you'll also have folk music. That's what we've been told. So every aspect has been intertwined with a lot of culture, but that doesn't take away the seriousness of this meeting, because it is going to be some very intense 2 days of discussions and deliberations. Remember, there is a sticking point of Ukraine versus Russia. What is going to be the semantics, the language formulation? Will India be able to broker a peace like Indonesia did with G20 presidency? Will we come out with a leaders' declaration? All of this is going to be super important. At the same time, probably for India, the most important thing is also to ensure its positive agenda of projecting its DPI and UPI, talking about women-led development. And this women-led development is also important here, because they're talking specifically about gender divide in digitization. That is an important thing. And of course, the larger framework for crypto, the biofuel alliance, which is very important because it comes after the solar alliance that the Prime Minister mooted. So these things are going to be super important for the country. And in some ways, India is also trying to over override the international geopolitics on which it has no control by talking a lot about its, about these issues which are really important for the world and specifically for the global south, because these are shared challenges, but there are going to be collective solutions, and of course some countries bear, the brunt of it more than the others too, and India has been speaking very, vocally about those things. So this is going to be India's important moment for the next 2 days.
Yes, the G20 policy aspect notwithstanding, it's also about, various unique experiences that the visitors will have at Bharat Mandapam. There is a culture corridor, G20 digital museum. There are various aspects of powerful platforms which share the idea of inclusivity and equality, which is about fostering that sense of shared legacy and identity. The Digital India Experience Zone, and I'm going to emphasize on that because, the DPI success of India, digital public infrastructure, a landscape of which was built in the last 6 years, which others would have taken 5 decades, is what the World Bank is saying in its report on India's DPI success, something which talks about how India is looking at also perhaps a financial inclusion model ready to share its experiences to all the countries in the world. But Vasudha, when we look at these images, the bigger concern is about whether it will be a Delhi declaration or a joint communique, what will be the nature of it. But Prime Minister Modi there, early morning, welcoming all the delegates. And before I go back to you, let's dip into the audio coming in from Bharat Mandapam.
His Excellency Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, Prime Minister of the Republic of Singapore,